Moran outside that supermarket. Some shooting, Terry?
Well, George, just in the last minute, 4 loud bangs, very, very loud bangs coming from the direction of that kosher grocery. It looks like the action is underway here as well. They did not sound like gunfire to me. Very loud bangs, perhaps that flashbang technique of a dynamic entry into the grocery store. But that's what I can report. 4 very loud bangs happening. Now we're hearing gunfire. A lot of automatic gunfire. You can probably hear it.
We can hear it.
Ils ouvrent, rentrent. Oh la vache. Qui voit l'image. Je vois une fille, ça y est, il libère des otages, c'est fini. Je crois qu'ils l'ont eu. Bon les gars, on passera pas la nuit. Mec, d'un côté moi il chauffe sur les côtés, ce qui se passe que si je ne peux pas noter ou pas.
Attends, je regarde avec toi, tout le monde. Oui, c'est pas de direct. Ah oui, parce que là c'est bang bang bang, d'accord, tu bouges pas.
T'as un mec par terre, t'as un mec sous la bagnole.
Où ça?
Sous la bagnole.
Quelle bagnole?
Descends un tout petit poil, descends un tout petit poil, à côté de la vieille, ça court, regarde, à côté de la vieille, ça court.
Cabine téléphonique là, ouais.
Non, je sens ça t'es stationné.
Je vois pas.
Il y a des gens qui sont planqués derrière la bagnole.
Il tire un mec là, il tire pas.
Reviens sur la porte d'entrée.
Ils ont pas tiré un mec là? Les mecs qui rengainent, ils ont pas tiré un mec, regarde près de Avia.
Non, c'est des civils qui se planquent.
Les otages. Là ils se regroupent sur la gauche du truc.
Il y a un mec qui sort sur la droite.
Je l'ai, ok.
Ah merde, toi.
Putain, le mec est fini, hein.
Regarde, c'est les otages qui traversent. Regarde là. Devant Avia, station-service, il court, station-service, il court. Ils vont se récupérer, ils vont se récupérer.
Speaking of social media, you got to take a look at this video. This is snow falling. Can you guess? Jacksonville, Florida.
Duval County, Florida's first coast. Yeah, we said snow, officially just a trace at the Jacksonville International Airport.
Officially a record from set back in 1958 and only the 4th measurable snow event in more than a century.
Another story that we've been following, this one out of Michigan, a deadly pileup there involving nearly 200 cars. Francis Rivera is following that story for us. Francis, this video is stunning.
It is absolutely stunning. These drivers faced near whiteout conditions, and it led to a chain pileup, causing evacuations and even a massive explosion. As many battle heavy snowfalls this morning, new images of a massive pileup Friday morning in Michigan as drivers faced near whiteout conditions. A scene straight out of a horror movie. A horrified bystander shooting video on his phone as one vehicle after another slammed into each other. Cars and even more frightening, huge tractor trailers out of control. It happened amid icy conditions and blinding snow on Michigan's Interstate 94. Drivers going too fast to stop in time.
Watch yourself!
The man filming rushes to help along with other bystanders. Nearly 200 vehicles were caught up in the chain reaction accident.
Get out of your vehicle, hurry up! Get out!
One trucker was killed and at least 22 other people injured by the time it was all over. Adding to the danger, one of the trucks was carrying 40,000 pounds of fireworks, which exploded in the middle of the disaster. Another truck had dangerous acid on board, forcing residents in a 3-mile area to evacuate. The interstate was closed overnight as crews try to assess the damage and clean up the carnage. So you see the still picture is really scary, but the video even more scary and surprising that the death toll wasn't even higher. Just staggering when you see those cars one after another.
And there's nothing you can do. You see him coming, and the guy videotaping, you know, you can only feel for him too because you can't warn them.
Yeah. Reminder to everybody, just slow down.
I've driven in whiteout conditions, and there are times where people are driving right past you and passing you and driving like maniacs. There are other times where we're all just driving 20 miles per hour, and it's all in a straight line. You just follow the car in front of you, and that's what keeps everybody safe. It's when people start speeding in conditions when you can't see, it's crazy.
That is when it gets bad.
Francis, thank you.
Thank you.
An enormous and fatal highway pileup, which included a truck carrying fireworks, has occurred in Kalamazoo County, Michigan, near Battle Creek. Police are reporting over 100 cars are involved on I-94 near the 90-mile marker. Snow was falling at the time of the accident, with temperatures at 16 degrees and gusty winds making it feel like zero. The crash also included a truck carrying hazardous materials, prompting hazmat officials to recommend a 3-mile radius evacuation zone around the crash. I-94 in both directions is closed west of Battle Creek.
Walking through what's left of her village, sodden bricks and collapsed walls, this woman and hundreds of others have lost their homes and livelihood to flooding.
That is my homestead over there. I had a motorcycle.
a grinding mill, and livestock. I lost all of them.
Some have described the floods as the worst to hit the country in years. The Red Cross says at least 11 people have died. Some were swept away by swollen rivers. The sun is shining now, but earlier this week, heavy rain inundated central and northern areas of the country.
On the 2nd, 3rd and 4th of January, we did have a deep low pressure system sitting over the northeastern corner of the Mamba, and that brought in huge amounts of rain.
Those able to reach this aid centre have been given tents for temporary housing. But the Red Cross says it needs more funding to help the thousands of others affected. Many have no choice but to pack up and leave their villages. They're moving to stay with relatives on higher ground. Erica Wood, Al Jazeera.
A winter storm of snow, freezing conditions and rain continues to hit large parts of the Middle East. In Gaza, 2 babies have died from the cold as flooding is reported in many areas. Drains and anti-flood infrastructures remain damaged from Israeli bombardments. In a refugee camp in Jordan, hundreds have had to be moved because of flash floods. 2 people have died from the cold there. Refugees in many regions in the Middle East are facing misery because of the winter conditions. 4 Syrians, including 2 children, have also died from the cold in Lebanon.
Next tonight to that police shootout caught on video, the view from the officer's body camera showing the moment a routine traffic stop erupts into gunfire. Here's ABC's Clayton Sandell.
This is a story of split-second moments, starting when Albuquerque police officer Lou Golson pulls over a suspected drunk driver. What he doesn't know, this car is stolen. With his body camera rolling early Saturday, Officer Golson gets his first brief glimpse of the driver.
Turn it off.
But go forward less than half a second, and you see the handgun. Golson never had time to. Golson is hit, but fires back. Bullet casings fly. Golson tries reloading, but with a broken wrist, he can't. That gives the suspect the split second he needs to escape.
Just been 27-8'd.
Remarkably, the wounded officer keeps his cool, describing the suspect
Blue jacket with a blue hat, blue jeans.
Despite being shot 3 times.
Stomach, leg. You see any blood? Hurts.
The manhunt for suspect Christopher Cook ended Tuesday. He's now in jail facing charges that include trying to kill a police officer. Several surgeries later, Officer Golson is in a hospital tonight. His violent confrontation over in less than 20 seconds. But with time he is lucky to have, his department says he'll make a full recovery. Clayton Sandell, ABC News, Denver.
Again on the streets of Haiti's capital, it's become an almost daily occurrence. Anger grows with those opposed to the current government.
We can't take this anymore. It's a corrupt government and there's nothing left for us.
A long-simmering political stalemate has reached a boiling point.
January 12th is a deadline for a political deal to be reached. If not, Parliament will be dissolved and President Michel Martelly could then rule by decree. If that happens, Haiti could be thrown into even deeper political crisis.
Former Prime Minister Laurent Lamont resigned last month, but for opposition groups like this one, it's not enough. They accuse Martelly of corruption and won't rest until the president himself steps down.
When Martelly was a candidate, he was broke. He had 3 houses in the US he couldn't pay for. Right now, he's building a mansion on the coast of Haiti. Also, his son is building a huge house. All that with the money from the government.
But the president's supporters reject such claims and say he's the right man at the right moment.
I think Martelly is not only the best man, but for the sake of democracy, he has to finish his mandate.
Many here are tired of the deadlock and instability. Young Haitians like Samuel Tambou live in a country where unemployment is nearly 40%, but thought to be much higher.
Especially for Haiti. If we look at our history, when the president leaves, it always brings more problems. I'm all for compromise, because if the president leaves, we have to start over.
Perhaps by coincidence, the January 12th political deadline is also the 5th anniversary of the 2010 earthquake that destroyed much of the country and left nearly 230,000 people dead. Haiti is now a country that finds itself on the edge of another crisis. This one not a natural disaster, but a political one. Gabriel Elizondo, Al Jazeera, Port-au-Prince.
The group of dignitaries starts to walk, and you can see Angela Merkel and before that President Hollande looking up, ever the politicians waving to people who are also obviously watching and leaning out of their homes, out of their windows, across their balconies to see what is an extraordinary sight. Well, it is clearly a massive logistical operation. Not easy to get this number of heads of state, heads of government, foreign ministers to actually be able to surge in line, so to speak. And there are so many people out there that this is going to take a bit of moments, a few moments before the actual rally, the march, the walk in solidarity and unity properly gets underway.